So, former DHS Secretary Kristi Noem's husband, Byron, has been outed as a crossdresser who's into bimboification. What does that mean? Why am I not surprised? Let's talk about it. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about former DHS Secretary Kristi Noem's husband, Byron, being outed by DailyMail.com as a crossdresser who is really into a thing called bimboification. What does that mean? That's a great question. Glad you asked. This is when people have the really large breast implants that look ridiculous, comical, to the point where it's like, why would you even do that? Stuff that does not look real at all. It looks ridiculous, but some guys like it, including Byron Noem. Now, I'm not surprised because of the whole Corey Lewandowski kerfuffle that Kristi Noem has been doing for the past few years. And before I go into that, let's get into an article right quick. And of course, I will link to everything in the description box if you want to see it and hear it without my commentary. If you're on IG, Facebook, etc., visit the link in the bio, go to the corresponding article on the website. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. So you see the headline: shocking pictures of Kristi Noem's cross-dressing husband flaunting giant fake breasts revealed, sparking grave security questions. Because if you're on the internet, you're engaging in some kind of crazy stuff, a la Anthony Weiner with Huma Abedin and the whole email kerfuffle with Hillary Clinton, that can be a very big security risk. And all that someone has to do is pose as one of these bimboification people to compromise you and potentially your wife and therefore the U.S. government. But let's look into it right here, okay? Now, these are the photos that allegedly show Kristi Noem's husband, Byron, wearing comically oversized, lopsided breasts, complete with fake protruding nipples. And listen, I'm sorry if it's a little much, but I'm just reading the article, so please pardon me. Complete with fake protruding nipples to female members of an online fetish community. I'm sure they're female, right? On the online community, you could be talking to Jimbot 95 whole time talking about I'm Barbie Doll 87. What's going on? Anyway, the Daily Mail obtained hundreds of messages purportedly sent between the former Secretary of Homeland Security's husband and three women who are involved in a so-called bimboification fetish scene. The kinky community involves people injecting their bust with freakishly large amounts of saline in pursuit of a Barbie doll-like appearance. The pictures show the South Dakota insurance mogul who has three children with Noem, clad in pink hot pants and the skin-tight, flesh-colored crop top stuffed with enormous balloons made to resemble massive cockeyed breasts. And I'm reading the article, but look, you ready for the picture? You probably already seen it, but are you ready? All right, there we go. So that's Byron looking normal. And then here goes what he does with himself. Okay, that is your former DHS Secretary husband. Now, on a regular day, he's Byron. You wouldn't know nothing about it. But then on his off time, here we go. That's what's happening with Byron Noem and the pants and everything to go with it. His face is clearly visible in several of the photos, including one in which his expression is so mundane, it could be from a driver's license photo. Hey, just like, take the picture right now, and then boom, you get the ridiculous breasts up underneath that. In others, he flashes a more flirty, kissy face pose in which he's pursing his lips. The outlet spoke with national security experts who said the existence of the scandalous photographs could have made his wife subject to potential blackmail. Man, I wish you would try to get blackmail over this. At that point, go ahead and release it. They're going to say, okay, Kristi Noem, if you don't do X, Y, and Z, we're going to release the pictures. Hey, go ahead and release the pictures. So what? Okay, and there he is with the stomach and all of that hanging out in the hot pants. Okay, that's what he's into. One photo purportedly of the ousted DHS Secretary's husband showed him in pink shorts and a pink top. And there goes the kissy face right there. Okay, with some more of the ridiculous breasts and the hot pants and everything else. Now, look. Can I say something right quick? Let me just say something. When people talk about married couples and they talk about dreams and aspirations and, oh, it'd be perfect, no problems, it's going to be, y'all have no idea what's happening out here. I already know. See, stuff like this does not surprise me. I am not surprised because, number one, of the whole Corey Lewandowski kerfuffle. Number two, oh, I'm a Christian man. I love my wife. I'll never leave. Whole time, you a whole crossdresser. This is not uncommon. It's not uncommon. I'm not saying every guy does this, but It is a lot more common than you think. It is much more common than you could even imagine. I've been around for a long time. I've seen pretty much everything there is to see. I am not surprised. I'm really surprised this didn't come out a lot sooner, to be totally honest with you. But here we go. Let's keep on going. Quote, damaging information like this can be tantalizing lead for a hostile intelligence service. Former CIA officer Mark Polymeropoulos told the outlet they approach a person to say, if you work with us, you won't expose this. And if you don't, we will. That's espionage 101, which again is going to be a security risk because of the potential for that to happen. Kristi Noem was ousted from a role at DHS on March 5th after a pair of disastrous congressional hearings, including fumbling a question about whether she was having an affair with married top aide Corey Lewandowski. Okay, and we're going to get to that, but that's them. Okay, Easter Bunny having a good old time. Nice, perfectly groomed married couple. You would think nothing of it. You see them out in public, you would have no idea what's going on. Okay, and there they are. Oh, look at that. When they were young, they met in college, by the way, in the year 1994. They've been married for a very long time. Okay, I'm no mathematician, but that's what, 32 years now. Okay, they got kids, probably got grandkids and the whole 9 yards, but there is another layer up under that you don't see. And that layer exists in quite a few marriages right now as we speak. Now, let's get to what they were talking about as far as that crazy answer about Corey Lewandowski. As you guys may or may not know, Kristi Noem has allegedly, and they got a husband right there. There you go. She has allegedly been seeing Corey Lewandowski for the past 5 or 6 years, and she spent or attempted to spend $250 million on their relationship from your taxpayer money. Now, and I defended Kristi Noem before all this came out. I really did. But now I can't. Let's watch this.
Tonight, embattled Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem confronted over allegations she's having a sexual relationship with former Trump campaign manager Corey Lewandowski, who serves as an unconfirmed special governmental employee.
Have you had sexual relations with Corey Lewandowski?
Mr. Chairman, I am shocked that we're going down and peddling tabloid garbage in this committee.
Noem offended by the question, but never directly answering it.
You got to answer the question. It's a yes or a no. If you were to ask me, hey, ABL, have you ever smoked crack before? I wouldn't say, you know what? I'm offended by the question. That's really a tabloid question. How dare you ask me that question? I'm going to say, you know what? No, absolutely not. Absolutely, positively not. I, Anthony Brian Logan, swear in the Bible that I have never smoked crack before. Now, you don't got to say all that. A simple no would suffice, but she could not do that. Why? Because her and Corey Lewandowski have been fornicating for many, many years now. And the reason why her and her husband are still together is because they both got skeletons in the closet. Okay. She is fornicating with Corey Lewandowski. He is fornicating with himself and these so-called women online with the whole big, crazy water balloon breast he got going on. Now, as I close, I want to say this. Shout out dailymail.com for revealing this. I mean, I think everybody pretty much knew what was going on in DC. I think they already knew. And that's why they did not say much about Corey Lewandowski. They knew about that as well. I mean, if I knew about that, if you knew about that, then they knew about that for sure. Because they know things that we don't know. They have access to intel that we would never have. So they most certainly knew about Corey Lewandowski and Kristi Noem. They let it fly. It's okay. It's whatever because your husband is gay and all this good stuff. Okay. So now we see what's going on behind the scenes. Why they allowed that to go on. So now we see what he was doing and what she was doing, and it makes sense. Would they get divorced? Why? Why get divorced now? You didn't already gone this far. He got a crazy life. You got a crazy life. Just keep on rocking out. What you can't do here, Miss Kristi Noem, is take money from the taxpayers to engage in your extramarital affair. That's what we're not going to do. That's why you got fired as the DHS secretary. ABL, she didn't get fired. She got promoted. Okay. Tell me her new role. Exactly. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? What's your opinion about this news as it relates to Kristi Noem's husband Brian. I call him Byron. Byron, Brian, whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. I'm not surprised here. I'm surprised, really, that it didn't come out earlier because the whole thing with Corey Lewandowski was already known. That was common public knowledge in DC and in the world in general. I knew about that years ago. That ain't nothing new. What was new is about the husband. I did not know about that. I'm surprised it didn't come out earlier. But are you surprised at this? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.